Hey everyone, it's Nelson Miller here with PA Creative. Today I wanted to redo one of my older tutorials with a fresh video, and I actually updated the blog post as well. And that's because Divi 5 is here. We now have Divi variables. We have a variable generator. Some of you may be wondering, what is this CSS calc thing in the variable generator? And some of you may just be looking for information on fluid text and making responsive fluid text in Divi and all that kind of stuff. So this actually is going to be more about our feature that we've created recently in Divi Responsive Helper, but I'll also show you some of this other stuff, like what Divi has added. So this is about fluid text. Now, fluid text, I guess, I guess that's the correct term. That's the term that I've been using to refer to text that scales automatically based on the screen size. So a lot of times we would set up text like I know for me, like I would often set paragraph text to be maybe 20 on desktop, maybe 18 on tablet, maybe 16 on phone, right? And so when you would resize any your browser, or if you were to load on a tablet or a phone, it would use that text size. It would be exactly 16 on a phone, exactly 18 on a tablet, and exactly 20 on a desktop. But as you all know, there are what 10,000 different devices, and so there's lots and lots of different sizes in between. So the idea here is that instead of those fixed values, fluid text kind of yeah, this is a tricky one. So it sets a minimum and a maximum, and that can be a fixed value or it can be a proportion based on like your screen size and your text size, a base text size. It's a little complicated. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Imagine if you said, "Hey, I want on the smallest devices, I want my paragraph text to be 16, and on the very largest devices, I want it to be 20." And then in between, it will scale. It could be, it could be 16.1 pixel on a little bit wider phone, and then 16.4, and then it gets up to like 17.6 or something, and it just scales like that. And it's the same for headings. So your H1, your H2, all the way down. And so I wanted to show you how that would literally look, in the browser, how without fluid text and then with fluid text. So what I'm going to do, here I have our demo of our feature. Now, again, we have a feature in Divi Responsive Helper. Of course, you don't need that. You can do it with the Divi variables now. But I'm going to use this demo to show you what I mean. So right now, I'm going to do this, inspect, so that I can open the responsive browser resizing thing here. So what I'm going to do, you can kind of see that there's some headings here. It's just a bunch of random demo text, right? I'm going to click this inspect icon. And when I put it on this H2, you can see, look kind of right when I move, you're not going to be able to see it, but look there, it says font 32px. Okay. So it's 32 pixels. And then this text here is 15. This H1 is 30. This one is 26. This one is 22. Okay. Now, what I can show you is that if I go to the phone size, right? And I'll just come down here. You can see that this one's 30, 26, 22. Now, every time I reach a breakpoint in Divi, so a 6, right there, 670. Is it 6? I forget offhand. Somewhere right in there. Or I know the one. This one's easier for some reason. 981. So watch this. As soon as I move from, there's 978, and you can actually see the layout shifted to 981 pixels. That's because it's very abruptly changing from tablet to desktop there. Okay, so your size is actually changing to a fixed value. Now, what we can do, looks like I'll go into the back end. All right, right here, fluid text. So it's disabled right now. That's why it was jumping like that, right? Like normal. So when I enable this, there's going to be options here. So heading text, set your smallest H1 heading size. And I put that at 24. And the largest H1 size, I want it to be 64. Now, of course, I could change that. Body text, I have it at 16 and 20. And I could also enable this if I want, but I don't really need to do that right now. The point is, this is enabled. These are values that I've entered, and now I'm saving those changes, and now it's going to apply automatically with one click, and there's no I didn't have to do any math. I didn't have to learn technical terms. I didn't have to go through all that. Now I'm going to refresh the page that we were looking at, and I'll try to show you. Well, you can already see, like, this is very likely going to be 64 because that's the highest. Let's take a look. So we'll just we'll go right in, I guess right in here somewhere. I'll inspect this text. I'll do this one here. The font size right now where I have it is 49.5395 pixels. So very odd number, right? This one is 40.53. This one is 33.77. Now watch this. I can just change it a little. That one's now it's at 47. This one's at 38. Yeah, and they're always like there's 4 decimal places, which is crazy. The point is, it's scaling. Remember I think it was for the H1, the smallest that it should be was 24. Right now I'm at a pretty small size and it's 24.67. So basically if I go really small, see how it stopped at 24? But the point is, watch this. As I go here, there will not be any jumps. See how it's just gradually getting bigger. There's no sudden like jump at each of the main tablet and phone breakpoints. It's just very smooth. Now, obviously, let me just clarify this. No one's ever going to be coming in and doing this resizing. Obviously not, they're not doing that. The point is, anytime they open any device size, the text will look nice and natural for that size. So if someone opens a device, a laptop or tablet, and it was right there, that's the size they would see. Otherwise, they would actually probably, if I'm at 1211 right there, they would just see the desktop size. Now, the desktop size would be a good bit bigger than this. And that's the thing. If it's a small laptop, this is going to look much better. And it's the same for any like tablets and phones and stuff like that. There's so many different sizes of phones. And even if someone rotates their phone to like right in here, the text will just be that little bit bigger because it can be. And it doesn't have to stay small like it would here. So I hope that explains what fluid text is. Now, as far as like, here I have a graphic, kind of, hopefully that explains it, kind of. I probably could have done this line thick and then thin. That would have maybe helped. But anyway, it's all using a function called CSS clamp. Here you can learn more about it. So you have this formula right here. You always have the text size and then clamp, and then you have the minimum, preferred, and maximum values. Here's an example. So it might say clamp, and then might say, well, in our case, it said 24px. Here it says 1.5 rem. And then for viewport widths, you can set the viewport width as your preferred value. It's very complicated. And here's the thing. All of this is requiring understanding this. It requires math. And even this new variable generator in Divi 5, it's a great idea. In fact, let's go check that out. I like to think Nick sometimes takes inspiration from me. I don't know that because we released this and then a couple months later, he made this variable generator. But anyway, all of these like colors, fonts, images, links, numbers, these are all variables. These are things that we can reuse over and over in a module. So 2 of them would be numbers and colors. So colors is not really the topic today, but numbers, either way, we'll open up the generator right here. And you can kind of see, similar to what my demo was, different size examples here. You can click right here and it shows the CSS. Look at that, it says clamp and then there's the value. See that? Calc 12.642px, and then it's like minus this times this, and it's like a really complicated formula, right? It's doing it all for you, which is really nice. It's a great feature, but it just has some drawbacks. And again, you can choose so many different things. You can choose where it's more fixed value based or CSS calc, fluid scale, like we've been talking about. Here's all kinds of options to configure it, but you don't need to know what, major second means and base max font size on desktop. All this stuff is complicated. And here's the other thing. If I were to add these variables to my site, which I think, did that do it? Oh, here we go. I guess it did it. I didn't actually see a confirmation. Now, if I go into any text module, go to the design. Maybe I'm looking at the heading text here, and let's say I want to add a variable, so I click this little icon here, and here they all are. And let's say I click one, I've still got to go into every single module and add it, like literally every module. And I'd have to do it for H2. I'd have to do it for H3. I'd have to do it for H4, H5, H6. I'd have to go into the text. I'd have to go into every module. Then I'd have to switch to tablet. Maybe I even have, a couple other breakpoints enabled. I would have to literally go through every breakpoint and go into every module. I want to do H1 on this, and I have to do H1 here and H1 here. And it would get tiring really quickly. And you can totally do that. And if you get it set up, maybe you want to like create a starter site where you set up all of your modules and then export them and import them to a new site. That would work. This is why I made Divi Responsive Helper and our other plugins to do things simpler. You can see I already showed you this, but with one click, here's a video. I mean, one click in the sense that that's enabled or not enabled. And then you have to put in this value and this value and this value and this value. And I think I've tried to make them easy to understand. This is the largest that would ever be and the smallest it would ever be for an H1. And by the way, then we auto calculate a gradient ratio for H2, H3. It's pretty cool. And again, you can do it in Divi. We'll say, I guess the correct way, or you can use our feature here. And the nice thing about our feature, if you ever needed to override it, just go into the module and you can override it. There you go. That's all. A little bit of an overview of fluid text. You could certainly take probably a whole course on understanding how to do the formulas. All right. Hope this was helpful in some way.